Look, hello and welcome to this live challenge. So, this challenge is all about getting uncluttered. I actually have Instagram going down below me as well. So, we'll see if this is working for us. um, so, as I said, this is all about bringing in some new energy and getting uncluttered. So, uncluttered is all about um, kind of clearing that clutter, the mess that's around us, whether it's energetically, physically, or emotionally, mentally, all of that, and using that sort of like getting rid of that energy and getting rid of the negativity around us that we're holding on to something, and bringing some new fresh energy into our lives. So this is a little bit of a challenge, and I'm making it a challenge in that I'm asking whoever's watching this live or later on the replay. I will have some story kind of templates for you to share. So whether you're on Instagram or Facebook, doesn't matter. I'm happy for you to use it on either. But I would love for you to share what you find out of each day is something that you would like to like, notice what you're grateful for. Tomorrow is going to be about the lessons that we've learnt, and on Friday it's about like the energy we want to bring into our future. So whether that's for the rest of this year or into 2021. So I thought I would kick this off to let you know that this is a bit of a launch pad for my newest offer, and this is actually a little bit of a taster program for you to go a little bit deeper in, but still giving you a feel of what I'm all about, and um, what kind of transformations we can have in short period of time. Hello, thank you for watching me. Whoever's there, say hello so I know you're watching. And if you're watching live, I would love to hear from you. If you're watching on the replay, just hashtag replay so I know you're watching as well. Where was I? What was I saying? Oh dear. Oh yeah. So this challenge is a launch pad for my newest offering, which is going to be called Uncluttered, and it's going to be a 12-day program, and it's 12 days of decluttering. So kind of like using the Christmas theme of 12 days of Christmas. I'm going to start from the 1st of December, so we're going to go all the way through till the 12th inclusive. And basically what this program is, or this offer, is actually a container where there'll be some Zoom trainings or conversations, but most of the work that we'll be doing is actually outside of like the trainings. It's going to be while you're getting into the physical decluttering or working through the mindset shifts that you need to work through. And to support you in that, I will be available through either going to be Voxer or Messenger, the Messenger app. It just depends on, I guess, the people that are involved and where they sort of live in the online world. And in that Voxer, let's call it Voxer for the sake of sanity, in that we will be able to like release some of the blockages that are happening in real time. So in Voxer or in Messenger, you can actually not just send through messages like texts. You can actually do a voice recording and a voice note, and really that's quite useful to kind of in the moment talk about what's going on for you. So if you're working through decluttering your junk room as an example, or your office. So I'm looking over to the other side of this computer and can see like all of the stuff that needs to be put away after a market that I was at on the weekend. And just talking through the blocks or the things, the stories we're telling ourselves as we're going through can be really helpful because a lot of the time we get in our own way and we kind of stop ourselves from um, the progress that we need. If you're joining me live, I would love for you to let me know you're here, say hi in the comments, and let me know what you are most interested in decluttering at the moment. Um, so a bit of a sort of this whole challenge is about is like the pre-work for our uncluttered 12 days of decluttering course. And as I said earlier on, what we're going to be doing is looking at holding, gratitude for what 2020 has brought for us. So I want you to reflect on what you're grateful for this year, what you're grateful for, what's been kind of presented to you, what's been kind of um, given to you in 2020, because we want to really take some time to reflect on that and reflect on what we are receiving at this moment. Oh, hi, Laura. Nice to see you. Or not see you. See your comment. um, so I thought I would start with what I'm grateful for this year. It might help you, like prompt you with some of your own um, like responses. But what I would love for you to do is take some time to journal and kind of reflect, on this. Um, I am able to access this because I can, like, so quickly, because I'm quite connected to like, the gratitude, but also like my kind of inner knowing. I'm quite connected to that, and some people might not be as connected, so you might need to like really just like reflect back, look at photos from this year, look at like calendar entries in your phone, or like in a planner if you have one, and just look at what has come up for you and see if there's something that kind of like is a pattern that you can draw on. So mine are: I'm grateful for finding an online community and a support network. So I have quite a few support networks online in Facebook, as well as, offline as well. But this year I really kind of connected with a lot more people. So I'm part of a couple of business group masterminds, I suppose. They're both, on Facebook, and they live in Facebook land. But some of them some of these people I've actually met in person, or I've kind of like connected offline. So one of the groups is, all about, well, it's sort of like, it's something that Carly Marie has. It's her Mad Mastermind, and that is all about women who are like people that are making a difference in the world. And so there's people in there that are just amazing, inspiring women, and some of those people I've actually interviewed in the last couple of weeks for my podcast, and some of their learning, some of their experiences have been really quite interesting to reflect on for myself. And I know that they'll be really interesting to other people, later on as they're listening to these podcast episodes. But through those connections, I have drawn on other people's like skills and support through coaching, or so for myself, being coached, or receiving like intuitive guidance and things like that. And that's been really beneficial for me in my life, but also to support my business. So one of the other things, so I want you to come up with at least three. So the story template that I've created will have a section for three in for each day. that we're going to respond to. So 3 things that you're grateful for, but please complete a list like that's as long as your arm, because there's nothing better than holding that sort of vibration of gratitude and thankfulness and being open to receiving more of that. So the next one for me is about taking a leap and choosing to leave, a somewhat secure job, as secure as it can be in COVID times when you work in the tourism/hospitality industry. But leaving that job, making a choice to accept redundancy and to, I suppose, take the leap, take a punt on going out on my own and starting my own business and following that adventure wherever it took me. And so, pursuing my dreams is something that I am grateful for having the opportunity to do that this year. I think I worked all of 4 weeks in my job before leaving it or before being stood down in 2020. So I've had a very full year of really spending time on myself, for myself, with myself, and that's actually been really helpful for me to keep growing. I think that I personally am like quite, expanding and growing quite quickly and up leveling quite quickly, which wouldn't have happened if I was still in my old job, in my past job. So very grateful for that, and to um, kind of like lead into that, the next one is I'm grateful for listening to my intuition, and like having and holding a vision, a strong vision for my higher self, and like really kind of connecting with that person that I'm becoming. So there's still more work for me to do around really connecting into and tapping into my intuition more. But really, really thankful that I am leaning into that at the moment, I suppose, if we want to kind of, think about it that way. So those are my top 3. As I said, I could probably write a lot more, but those are the top 3 that sort of stood out to me. So I would love to know, if you're watching this live or on the replay, what your top 3 are that come to mind straight up, if there are some. And I would just get you to like really listen to those and connect into those rather than, saying, "Oh no, that's not it." Like if it's come forward and like if it's the first thought in your mind, if it's like that gut reaction to it, then that's something true. There's something true there that you need to explore. And maybe if you're feeling like you want to reject that idea, then I would recommend you journal on that and you ask yourself why that's coming up for you. If you're struggling with, finding some gratitude, then asking yourself why on that as well. But journaling around, things that have brought you joy and happiness this year, and how that's kind of like how that's made you feel in the moment, but also as you reflect back on that. And maybe that's a bit of a theme for you. So Laura's saying she's only got 1. That's okay. That's maybe just like the start for you to then unpack the rest, so start to, reflect on that and see what comes up with more, like some more joy and some more fun, things that they can be small things. Like I kind of talked about some bigger things, but also just like listening to myself, and that's it's not a small thing, but it's not like a specific time or date or experience that's happened. So don't, I guess, get caught up on like a specific moment in time or an experience that you want to be grateful for. It's probably more about like a more holistic kind of approach to it. So hopefully that will help. I'm going to put up, oh, hi, Deb. Thanks for joining me on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. So you'll be able to catch the replay over there if, because I know that you've just dropped on now. So yeah, if you would like to, I would love for you to actually, let's start that again. I would love for you to share with me and to put out into the world what you're grateful for from 2020. And by all means, share the blank story as well, in case other people want to keep, like follow your own lead, follow your lead and share what they're grateful for. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the lessons that we have learnt this year, or if there's something like really recent for you, then we would just really tap into that. But I think if we kind of look at it from 2020's perspective, what we've learnt from this year, and again, there'll be a little story kind of template that you can use to share again with everyone, and declare what you have learned about yourself, about the universe, about the world, about anything. Deb says, I'm grateful for being able to continue working from home. I love that. I was super grateful for being able to, like initially, like I was stood down, so it meant that I could work in my business from home. And so as an introvert, that's like gold, heaven. And then, like, so I know what you mean about like being able to work from home. I think there's a lot of people that really enjoyed that ability, being able to kind of um, be in their sort of like safe space, their comfort, comfort zone, whilst everything else was going on, around our world, all the stuff that was going on for us. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about like what energy you're going to bring into next year, and the rest of this year. And so, if you think of something now, then just jot it down, in case you feel like it's going to fall out of your brain. I know that sometimes happens with me. I thought, oh, I'm going to write that thing down for tomorrow's session, and I've forgotten already what it was going to be. So if it's meant to be, it will come out again. But yeah, again, I would love to hear, if you can join us every day. I would love to hear from you each time. What is sort of really sort of teaching you, like what this year has taught you is really important to reflect on, but what you might want to leave in 2020 as well is okay to kind of like consider. So think about, hi Catherine, how you doing? So think about what, it's okay to think about some of the negative things that you don't want to leave, and you don't want to kind of continue on in the future, because we're going to make a decision to leave that behind and to allow that to stay in 2020 and not come forward with us into 2021. So in case you missed this at the start of the this live, I'm going to just tell you again. This whole challenge is all about, so it's like a bit of a launch pad for my next offering. So I have a little mini course that starts next week on the 1st of December, so Tuesday, and it goes for 12 days. And it is called Uncluttered. And the purpose of that is to have 12 days of decluttering in a bit of a group, dynamic. So probably on Voxer, which is a text and audio app. so like support app, plus some Zoom calls for some live like trainings and conversations about like how everyone's going. A bit of coaching in there as well. But the most of the gold is actually going to happen in that Voxer app, because you're going to be working through with me and with your like life creators in this group. You're going to be working through similar things and supporting each other with that. So I'm really excited to do this in this particular format, because I've personally experienced, as being coached with Voxer, and I've found it really quite like a profound experience, because for me, I can kind of reflect on what has been said and then take my time to respond back to like my coach or to the other people in the group. And so yeah, it's quite a good way to do it, rather than like having, a coaching session and you only have a certain amount of time, to have a conversation about, like the thing. Obviously this is limited to 12 days, but if you're wanting to, there are some upgrades. So there's some options to have a one-on-one version of this 12 days. There's also an option to take that into a 6-week container and really help you with the physical decluttering that you need to be doing, but also the mindset decluttering. So there's 2 different packages in that space that I can offer. And if you want to know more, then just by all means hit me up and I will tell you all about it. But yes, because I have a interior design background and have completed a diploma in that space, I can support you not only with like the decluttering and going through the motions of that, but also to like if you're wanting to kind of reorganize a certain part of your home, we can start to bring in something that really reflects who you're becoming and the person you want to be. So it's something to consider. Like, there's no pressure from me. It's just if you feel called. But I would love for you to, continue on with this challenge for the next 3 days. And if you missed, on Instagram and you missed the start of this, the replay will be available over on Facebook. The challenge is for 3 days. So today, Thursday and Friday. And then on Tuesday, we kick off with the decluttering course, which is only $33 for the 12 days. So it's a very well priced program. And as I was saying at the start, it's very much a bit of a taster to feel out like, how I work. So I'm going to finish up there. I'm going to share on my stories the little template for you to use if you're interested in doing that. I'm also going to drop it into my the Facebook post as well, so you can screenshot it from there and post up your results. So thank you so much for joining. I really really thankful for the people that have joined us today on Facebook and on Instagram. And I hope that this has sort of like helped you sort of start to think about, what you can feel like gratitude for from next year. So from this year, and start to take that energy into next year. If you need any support through this challenge, I'm here for you. So just message me on Facebook or Instagram. Just send me a DM and I can talk you through what's going on for you and why you might be struggling with that that sort of those answers that you're looking for. All right, I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will catch you same time tomorrow. See you later. Thanks, guys.